Although, comrades, the protocol has been established, I'd like to recognize in our presence this afternoon our former Governor General, His Excellency, Sir Edmund Lawrence and Lady Lawrence. Recognize them for us, please. And especially, of course, apart from Minister Brown, who has presented us a moment ago an excellent statement of endorsement and advice, I want us also to recognize again with your applause the family of Leon Natta-Nelson, his mom, siblings, his partner, his son, all who are here of his immediate family to be participating in this special occasion when Natta is being introduced as the candidate for Labour in this constituency. I ask you as well to recognize his fellow candidates, all of us who are here ready to go and to make history in our country. First government that will have one term is this present government. One term. And so I want to recognize the candidates who will make this possible here in our country and make history. Comrades, this so far has been a very wonderful afternoon. We have come here with one specific function in mind, and that is to introduce to the people of this constituency, the people of this country, the people of the region, the next candidate of constituency number 7 for Labour, who will take out Timothy Harris from the Parliament of St. Kitts and Nevis. That's what we are here for. To announce to the world that Comrade Leon Natta-Nelson will be the next representative in Parliament for the people of constituency number 7. That's what we are here for. And so far, we've had some endorsements, some presentations, some acknowledgements of the readiness of this young man to take on this responsibility. I want to recognize Natta tonight as a young man who is fearless. He is unstoppable. I want you to say that with me. Unstoppable. Say it again. Unstoppable. Natta-Nelson is unstoppable as a candidate in this upcoming elections. And when we say he's unstoppable, it means that nothing can stop him from taking the seat in the name of the people, using his own slogan, people over politics. And so tonight, this evening, I am very, very pleased that I am part of this very important ceremony that introduces Natta to the people of this constituency and of this country. Dr. Ju told you that on many occasions in the past, we were always being confronted with the question, when is number 7 going to be introduced? And Natta being such a peculiar person, when we were very anxious to have introduced all of our candidates before Christmas, he said, no, wait. And we said, Natta, but why? He said, because there are certain things that have to be done before I am introduced. Do you know how I came to recognize Natta as a possible candidate? One morning I was at the Marriott, getting into my vehicle. A young lady from Mansions. I met her outside. She wanted me to fill out for her, to complete for her, a passport application form. I said, well, why can't you ask the person in your area to do that? She said, no, I'm a labor woman. I want you to do it. I said, by the way, who do you think can take on the challenge of Timothy in constituency number 7? And without even thinking, without blinking an eye, she said, a man, a young boy named Natta. I said, who? She said, Natta. I said, where are you from? She said, Mansion. Where are you from? Molyneux. And there and then, I got into a serious conversation with her. And she was able, as a young woman from Mansion, to identify the reasons why Natta would have been the best person for our constituency, number 7, for Labour. I want to thank that young lady this afternoon, because soon after Natta, his name was presented with several other names to the Candidate Selection Advisory Committee, representing the national executive of our party as one of the possible candidates to be considered for constituency number 7. He went through the process like every other candidate. Was polled in election, he was polled in a survey, political survey that was done. He had an interview. He had full endorsement, as others did, from constituency number 7, branch executive and supporters. And he emerged the person best suited to take on this challenge of being the candidate for Labour in constituency number 7. And I remember that evening when the members of the constituency, of the candidates, selection advisory committee met. Every single member of that committee unanimously identified Natta among all of the others that he should be the candidate for constituency number 7. And thus this recommendation was made to the national executive of the party, which endorsed it totally. And so again I said tonight, Natta, that is Leon Natta-Nelson, has emerged as the candidate for constituency number 7 after a democratic and fair process that identified him so to be. Natta, I want to emphasize, is here not only to represent the people of Molyneux, but all of the people of Otles, Lodge, Boreal, Phillips's, Molyneux, Christchurch, Mansion, Estridge Tabernacle, and of course, Bellevue. Natta intends to make sure that all of the people of these communities are not only being made aware of his candidacy, but that they would see him, he would be accessible to them. He would come to you in your homes, in your communities, and seek your support having been endorsed and now being introduced this evening as your candidate for constituency number 7 in the upcoming general elections. Everyone who knows Leon Natta knows him to be a family man and a community man. He is a man who has genuine love for people, who respects people and accepts people as well. This is why choosing Leon Natta as the next Gen SKN candidate for the Labour Party was relatively so easy. From the outset, all could see that Natta has a special quality about him. He is a straight talker with an unconventional approach to things. He is confident and thinks outside of the box. He is fearless and not afraid to go against the grain when he has to do so. In fact, I want to emphasize that it will take a man like Natta to successfully challenge and take down the present representative of this constituency. He isn't someone who is easily intimidated. So when Harris thought that he could have persecuted him and forced him out of his job, he was mistaken. Greatly mistaken, I emphasize this evening, especially to the young public servants who are listening to my voice. Natta did not flinch to take him on head on. When some felt that Natta should have just simply lapped his tail between his legs and just resign from his job and become part of the team and be able to speak on the platform, Natta said, no leader. An unjust law is not any law at all. And he brought forward, as you know, what is now known as the famous constitutional challenge before the court, that is the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court here in St. Kitts-Nevis. He did not hesitate to take a stand for what was right and just in the interest of not just himself, but for all civil servants everywhere, both nationally and regionally as well. It is because of his fearlessness that civil servants across our nation can exercise their political rights to freedom of expression, opinion, and political affiliation today, without fear of retaliation. Leon did exactly that. And he did it for you even when he did not have to do that at all. Leon has not yet won his seat, but he has already delivered for the people in a major, major way the first victory. Tonight, this evening, I want to say to you that Leon beat Harris in the courts, right here in the Eastern Caribbean courts, and he will beat him again. Leon will beat Harris again. Leon Natta will beat Harris again whenever these elections are called. There are many supporters of the ruling regime who see Leon's candidacy as a wild card. They are not quite sure that he can actually win the seat, they are saying to themselves. But I share no fears of that kind. We in the Labour Party and in constituency number 7, we do not share those fears because we know who Natta is, and we have full confidence that Natta will deliver for the people of Constituency number 7 and will become part of the next Labour cabinet after the upcoming general elections. I want to emphasize that what has happened so far as we prepare to be here today, we are not intimidated. We announced several weeks we will have this function here this afternoon in Otlis. The Prime Minister himself on Thursday went on a radio program and announced he's going to have something here in the same village just to create confusion and confrontation and intimidation and obstruction and distraction. But we ain't afraid because we ain't care. We are not afraid. All afternoon, after considering seriously what the Honorable Minister Brown told you about what transpired in a conversation with Harris and his Prime Minister, Gaston Brown, last night, I decided that I was going to come here with fire in my eye. But I listened to the prayer of elder brother, and he said, put love first. Today, we are here with Natta because we know that Natta loves the people of this constituency. And we don't have to get into any fight physically, any confrontation to make the point that Natta is a better man than Timothy Harris for you, the people of constituency number 7. And that is why I said to you, especially the young people who are within the hearing of my voice, either directly or by the internet, Natta is here to serve you. Natta is here because he loves you. He does not like what is happening in our country. He does not believe that because you are big and mighty and have political power that you must trample on the rights of smaller people. That is why he took the matter to court and he has won. We are not afraid because we know that every hog that is going to the market has its own butcher. Remember that. Every hog that goes to the market has its own butcher. Let them read through the lines. We now preach no violence here. And that is why I say we cannot be intimidated. Labour is bigger and stronger than any other party here in our country. Labour must never be intimidated. Labour must never be afraid. You must stand with Natta. Natta is for you, and you must stand with Natta as well. Comrades, I have listened to the prayer. And so I said to myself, simmer down, doggy, simmer down. But after all, wrong is wrong and right is right. After all, you want everything. You want this space here on the ground. You want this space upon the street. So we must not have anything for us. Harris and his family must have everything. After all, man, that must not happen. And so, I am going to close now. I've departed from my script. Because I said to myself, I don't want to say anything wrong. But after all, wrong is wrong and right is right. And Douglas right. And so so finally, I ask you to vote and support Natta. I want to thank his mother for bringing forth, and of course his father, but it's the mother who delivered him. Bringing forth this young man who is matured and ready to serve. Natta is not an ordinary candidate. Natta, in our meetings, I love him a lot. I love all of them, but he's special. He always sees things differently. I want a man like that in my cabinet. Always sees things differently. Always has a different opinion. And I believe it is the youthfulness that is in him. That is why I believe he will be an excellent representative. The next gen SKN representative, Leon Natta-Nelson. Tonight, with your applause, 3 cheers, I want to introduce to you, in a moment he will come, the next Honorable Leon Natta-Nelson as the candidate for Constituency number 7 to represent the St.Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip! The man of the hour, Leon Natta-Nelson. Thank you.